Switching to cricket now on the SportsMax zone. England took an unassailable 2-0 lead in their T20 series against Australia, winning the second match by 8 runs at the Manuka Oval in the capital Canberra early on Wednesday. Batting first, England posted 178 for 7 of their 20 overs, with Dawid Malan stroking a blistering 82 and Moeen Ali making 44. Marcus Stoinis took 3 wickets for the Aussies. England then restricted the host to 170 for 6 of 20. Despite 45 from Mitchell Marsh and 40 from Tim David, Sam Curran was the pick of the English bowlers with 3 for 25. Well, George, 2 out of 2 for England against the defending World T20 champions. Are they now the favourites to win their second T20 World Cup this year?
I don't know about favourites. You can never, with the T20 competitions, you can never anoint a favourite before the tournament is started. So, well, this team will prove to be better than the others.
Right.
We've seen it in franchise cricket. I don't think international cricket is much different. When the tournament starts, the Indians could spark to life. The Aussies could also spark the kind of, go off on the kind of run that takes them to championship defending series of performances they won, of course, last year. England are among the favourites, if you're asking that question, yes. But are they the favourites? I don't think they enter the tournament as a better T20 team than every other T20 team out there.
Yeah, but what we saw from England in this T20, the second T20, was a team that gave us a comprehensive effort. And we know about teams that, they perform well with one aspect and, we don't get the full all-round performance. And this happens a lot when we talk about West Indies cricket. But where England was concerned, they seemed to be the sort of fire, and they had to be commended for their performances with the bat and the ball. And just to talk about their outfield cricket, George, a lot of the wickets came from catches, which showed that their players were extremely alert, and they were just all in it, and you got as I said, a all-round performance from them. Dawid Malan, a player who recently had his retainer, his central contract taken away from him, scoring 82. It appears as if he has a lot to prove as well.
Yeah, thing is this, knowing how tournaments are, regardless of the sport, I don't get excited by pre-tournament performances. I'd be pleased talking about those individual performances in the tournament, to say Dawid Malan stroked 82 in the tournament. Dawid Malan making 82 in a warm-up series against Australia before the T20 World Cup means nothing to me, because it doesn't mean that Dawid Malan will score you in 10 when the World Cup tournament starts. The good thing is that it indicates that England are a team that's together. They have their game together. You spoke about the different aspects and how well they played and executed those different aspects over the first 2 games, especially the second one. That is to be commended. So it's heading in the right direction. But not even the Englishmen, are believing that because of this good form, they go into the World Cup proper with an advantage over the other teams. And that's the point I'm making. Top teams like England, Australia, New Zealand, India are able to give you a kind of consistently high level of performance that a lesser team like the West Indies can't be able to do. And is not equipped to do. And so, the West Indies have qualifiers to navigate. England and them, as you would say, have serious business to attend to. They're looking good, but I don't know about favourites.
Yeah, all right. Well, you heard from George. Speaking about West Indies, though, and we're moving along, the West Indies' second and final warm-up match against Netherlands was abandoned without a ball being bowled on Wednesday. Nicholas Pooran's men will now turn their attention to the qualifying round of the World Cup with their first match against Scotland on Sunday in Hobart. George, with 1 match under their belt, are the Windies ready for the task at hand? I didn't even finish the question, man.
No, because we saw, and we spoke about this a couple of days ago, Evan Lewis we have a problem at opener.
Yes, we
have
do.
A problem.
And we just lost our opener.
Yeah, we have a problem where the opening is concerned. That isn't settled. So there's work to be done there in terms of getting a pair together and then getting that pair coordinated and in sync. Synergistic is the word I'm looking for. Yeah, that's what the pair needs to give us. And then we need to sort out the batting order, because as simple as people may see it, in ODI cricket or in Test cricket, you can maybe get away with bad choices for position. So you can put a man at 3 who's better suited at 4, or somebody at 5 who's better suited at 7, and it comes off. In T20 cricket, you can't do that. You have to get each position dead right. So people, I don't pay much attention to the batting order in a Test match, because really, it's much of muchness. But in T20 cricket, more than any other form, you have to get the batting selections right. So I think that the middle order, I don't think yet we know who is our 3, 4, 5, and 6. And well, 3, 4, and 5, and then 6, 7, and 8. Well, the wicketkeeper picks himself in a certain position, and then the all-rounders and then the specialist bowlers come, and we shouldn't carry more than 2 of those in any 11. But the point I'm making is we are unsettled at the top. The middle order needs sorting out. So unfortunately, Mariah, days before the tournament starts, we have, I think, a lot of work to do in terms of the order.
Yeah, and remember, just up to recently, the last match we spoke about against Australia, you know, a lot of single digits, and when I'm saying single digits, it's zeros and ones. I spoke about that on the show a couple of days, and you know, it is a cause for concern because, you know, you're coming up against a team like Australia. You expect to at least show some sort of improvement or some sort of intent,
Well,
and we didn't see that.
Let me ask you something. To prove how much order still needs to be built into the Windies 11, where does Brandon King bat? Does he bat at 3 or does he open?
Well, that's the thing. We're not sure.
There you
That's
go.
it. We're out of time for this segment. We're going to come back after the break.